Hello in TV land, it's your boy Freelancer Joe, ready to once again get cracking. I hope you're doing well and fine on this wonderful Labor Day. Well, your boy Freelancer Joe is not exactly a fan of Labor Day. I believe it to be a communist plot, in all honesty. But since it is celebrated in a truly American fashion of taking the day off and grilling animal parts, I will generally let it slide because, well, normally you can't take the day off in a communist nation unless the state lets you, and you're not going to have meat unless the state hasn't wrecked the economy so much that you don't have meat. Oh, see, there, the diatribe went out again. Sorry, folks, I can't help it. It's my upbringing. Yeah. When I was a young lad, old man Freelancer Joe, he'd sit me on his knee, and he'd say, "Son," he'd say, "what's a good commie?" And I'd say, as I was taught in Sunday school, "a dead commie." And he'd say, "Wrong! Boy, there's no such thing as a good commie." That story may or may not be true. I leave it to you, the viewer, to decide. Yeah, enough of that. Politicking. You're not here for politicking. I'm assuming somebody's here, other than me. All right. Well, let's get on to some more sort of productive things, I should say. Let's go ahead and lower that and get that out of the way. And all right, where were we when I left off yesterday? Well, when I left off yesterday, I had deployed my two templates to Amazon, and I had shown that they were now hosted. Static websites, of course, but I mean, they are static, technically. And off camera, I said that I was going to go ahead and link them to my website, or link my website to them. And I did that, and I'll go ahead and show you that. Let's see, so under portfolio, this is where I put them. So I took a screenshot, and this is the pure one, and this is the parallax one, and if you click on pure, it should open up to pure. There we go. And let me see if it also works. Yep. Nice. And if we go to parallax, the same thing. Took a little longer, but that's because it has more images. Still not entirely sure about the color scheme, in all honesty, on this one. I'd almost prefer going with a dark background. But, yeah, it'll work. And let me see, was there anything else I did on this one? Oh, yeah. I did change my pricing. I thought about it some more, and I'm like, just what I need to do in order to get the basic template up and running. Yeah, 500 was too much. Although 250 for now. I think that's a decent starting point. And that would include, if you look under my details, let's see, the base rate is 250, and I include some style and layout adjustments under the base rate. Any major changes, though, that's going to be extra. And what constitutes major? Well, I mean, that depends on what you want, what my workload is, how I'm feeling, and it's a little loosey-goosey, but what that also means is that it's up to negotiation. And to be successful in business, you got to be willing to negotiate. You also got to be willing to know when to stand firm and walk away. Both as a customer and as a business. Let's see, what else did I do while the camera was not rolling? Well, I spent a lot of time thinking about my diatribe. Well, not a lot of time, but sufficient time. Let me see. I also cleaned out my GitHub repo a little bit. Added the package initialization script to my repository, the repository for my website, as well as to the Bella Music School. And before I had branched off, I created another repo which I called template visual, and that was the one that had parallax, but that was kind of obsoleted with my actual parallax template. But that repo had my Bella Music School work, so I went ahead and I ported that over to the Bella Music School repo, added the initialization script there. They have new terms of service. Deleted things I didn't use. Anyway, so all these guys should be configured the same. Not my demo one yet. I'm waiting for that one when I go back to it, which I might be going back to it very soon. And let's see. Okay, and one other thing I did, AWS. So I think we're going to spend a lot of time on the AWS stuff today. Not too technical, but so my lambda, which we'll get into in a little bit, for handling the contact form information, it sends off an email that says it's from me at my email address to my email address using Amazon's simple email service. Of course, that triggers Google's spam filters because it's like, we didn't send this. So, so to fix that, the first thing I had to do was I went ahead and registered my domain, freelancerjoe.com, with Amazon's simple email service, which falls under, no, what was it? It's not developer networking, it was customer engagement. That's a very nice thing to say. Okay, so if we look at the simple email service, if we look at domains, we can see that my domain now has been verified and it's enabled for sending, which means I can send an email out from the simple email service using that domain. It was really convenient, of course, because Amazon's Route 53 service is the one that's managing my domain, so it could verify that it's like talking to itself, that it was able to verify. Now, of course, receipt is something a little bit different. Like, if I wanted to have somebody send email to me at freelancerjoe.com, I'd have to do, actually, I don't think I can do that here. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Email templates, what is this? Ooh, I can create templates. Ooh, that's, But even if I did do that, and this is very cool of Amazon. So when you first access this thing, it puts you in a sandbox for your Amazon region. And I believe the purpose is so that people don't create one of these things and just use it to fire off spam emails. Now, to get out of the sandbox, you basically have to request that they increase, they move you out of the sandbox. And since I don't intend right now to send any emails, well, so the sandbox basically means you can only send emails to confirmed email addresses. In this case, it's my personal email address. So I can send anything from whatever at freelancerjoe.com to myself. If I wanted to move out of this, I'd have to move out of the sandbox, and that's when I have to request things. And if I did that, then I could set up these email templates to send to customers. So like when they send me a contact email, or when they fill out the contact form, an email will get sent to me, and then an email will get sent to them saying, yeah, we received and somebody will be contacting you shortly, blah, 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 blah. Useful for larger things, I suppose. Not for me, though. Right. Anyway, so now that I'm set up for that, let's go ahead and take a look at the lambdas. Right, so this is my email lambda running on Node.js 6.10, modified 6 days ago. Let's take a look at it. Okay, and you can see how it's wired up. So this is the API gateway endpoint that I've been talking about before. This is what my UI makes the rest call too. And then it goes into the Lambda itself. And the Lambda has access CloudWatch, which is automated stuff for logging. And then the simple email service, which is the thing that actually sends the email. And this is the code. I appreciate what Amazon did with this editor, and it's actually fairly cool. It's a little clunky though, in my opinion. Anyway, so here's where we do the requirements. This is actually the handler. This is where we generate the email. And this is where it gets sent to. So what I'm going to do is modify this to use my new domain. So we'll go with contact at freelancerjoe.com. Nope, wrong. That's the destination. That's 2. Sorry. The source. And this is what Gmail's been complaining about, because I was saying it was from me to me. Contact at freelancerjoe.com. Alright, access control, response headers, that's very important. This is very important. That's all very important. You'd think the API gateway would handle it, but it doesn't. Let's save that. And let's take a look at my tests. So, okay, all right, that's fine. Let's test it. And let me see. The response was 200. An email was sent, or so it says. And I could check by bringing up my email, but as I mentioned before, that's in something else entirely different. So let's see sending statistics. Let's see if something was sent. Deliveries. I wonder how often it sends it. Well, it says it was sent. That's one problem with this statistics. Sometimes they don't always refresh entirely up to date. Who knows? It might not have sent. Well, for now, we shall assume that it did. All right. So that's basically the Lambda. I mean, it's pretty much, it's JavaScript, so you've seen it all before. Maybe. But the only interesting thing here is... Okay, right. So, I have implicit faith in Amazon for maintaining this particular code, but it would behoove me just to keep a copy for myself, for whatever reason. Yeah, maybe I end up moving off of AWS to, and Google has its own thing. I know IBM does, Microsoft, of course. So, though whether or not this particular code could work in their environment is debatable, but it's not a bad idea. Plus, let me see. Where did I put it though? Live text file. Accessories, text editor. Let's put it here for now. What is this? Okay, there we go, there we go. I'm just putting it here now, just for giggles. And now to back it up, though, double check this. There we go. See, it takes a little while. But there, that's the one that we just sent. And oh, this was rejection, right? Yeah, it wasn't rejected and it wasn't bounced, so it got somewhere. And we'll just assume that it worked fine. Anyway, so in order to keep tabs of my lambda, let's go ahead and create another repo. But now, I'm going to call this API dash AWS and throw it under the I'll throw it under a lambda folder. Repo repository for AWS code. It won't actually function. I won't run it, but it's just for me to keep track of. Let's see. We will copy this and we'll move out of the way. Okay, cd da cd da. And this was something I've been planning for a while because I've had this project's API folder for the longest time. But I figured it would benefit me more to actually have visual stuff up and running to present to potential clients. So I'll get clone, paste that, ls cd API-AWS. And now the question is how to group these things. Again, I don't intend for these things to actually run, so I'm not including libraries or trying to get it to run. I mean, if they were Python, well, you know, I probably could get them to run locally. I mean, it just needs a Node.js. I could. Yeah, but I don't plan on being too complicated anyway. And if your lambdas get complicated, then you're probably doing something wrong anyway. Alright, so we'll throw this under lambda. Because, like, if I do database work, I might need a separate folder for schemas. Configurations is probably going somewhere else. I mean, if I really wanted to be lazy, I could just throw these in S3, but I mean, then that's me trusting Amazon to keep the code twice, and that's all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. CD lambda, ls. Okay, what did I call this? I called this Freelancer Joe contact email. So, Freelancer Joe contact email. This is JavaScript. Insert. Oh no, that would paste that. Let's go ahead. You don't need this. Let's go ahead and widen this up. So we take a look at it again. So again, that's where in my other files, this is where I import the stuff. And this is the arrow function. I hate those, but hey, that's the way it goes. We log it. We default a response code to 200, which is success. The fields that we're going to process. This is where we pull the values from the body of the event. If we don't have our necessary fields, we throw a 400 And if we do not have a 400, then we go ahead and generate the email and the parameters, and we use the simple email service to send it. But if there's an error while sending it, then our response is going to be that it failed. Let me go ahead and set it back here. And if there wasn't an error, then we go ahead and respond saying that the email was sent. And this is, you know what? I wonder if I'm, okay. I was wondering about that. Because I hard-coded this status codes, 200 here for success and 500 here for failed, but then I used the response code variable. Not the neatest. Hey. Alright, ls, ls. Alright, so let's get status. Obviously, we added a folder with files, so we'll go ahead and add lambda here, get status. Alright, get commit-am. Get push. Alright, and if we take a look at our AWS Git, why did I move the refresh buttons around? There we got our lambda. Nice, saved up. Oh, that went a little bit quicker than I was thinking. Was there something else I wanted to show you folks? No, we don't need that. V3. Yeah, this is interesting. So, I thought I had been using Material UI 3.0 when I did my install script update. Because if you look at my install script, I don't specify version, so it should still pull the latest. And yet, when I look at my package, it's still pegged at 1.5.1. Let me double check. I could have sworn I saw that 3.0 was out. Yeah, see? 3.0.1. Am I not upgrading it correctly? You know what? Maybe it's not out in, it's not on the repos yet. When was this released? 6 days ago. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the issue I was talking about before. That when they did the upgrade, the Babel 7 was throwing up a thing. Alright, so it looks like it's still kind of hinky. Alright, yeah, so I'll leave that alone for now. Alright, so I don't think I have enough time to really snack bar full email. No, that's there. Yeah. I guess the big thing left for me to work on was, choosing between the snack bar and the alert dialog. To be consistent about it one way or the other. And I decided that I like the slickness of the snack bar. It's a drop. And that plus I don't like the pop-up dialogues. I really don't. It's just one of my bugaboos. I mean, I get what they're intended for, But I guess when I came of age, they were used for freaking everything. So whenever I see them, they're just a distraction. Even though they're only now supposed to be used for important things. But back before the days of like ad blocker, pop-ups were just the bane. So anytime I see a pop-up, it just looks like an ad to me. Even if it's like, do you still want to stay logged in? So. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the snack bars, but not enough time to get those together. I mean, I'll still probably leave the alert dialog code in there, because I got to work them before, I might use it for something else. They do have their uses, of course. Otherwise, they'd be completely removed from the Google Design Docs. Yeah, I don't say... Wow. Maybe I will take advantage of this commie holiday. Sorry, it just keeps coming out. I can't stop. I will take advantage of the holiday to cut this short, and maybe y'all can go have a beer and get to the grill a little bit earlier. So I hope you all join me tomorrow. I plan to try and be a little bit more useful tomorrow. And in the meantime, I want you to take care and God bless.